Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Darla Lucian of Darla Lucian Studios, and we are just going to start playing in these books. So I never did get them up on Etsy because I thought, you know what, I think I want to decorate them just a little bit more. So I'll show you, so the project we're going to be working on today is these envelopes, envelope pockets. So I've already cut a stack of these. I pre-cut a bunch of stuff and make like bases for things. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these journals that I'm going to be kind of working through. And I have some different papers here, and I had an inspiring sounds like I'm aspirating. An inspiring idea of how to attach it into the book, and so I want to see if it's going to work. So you're going to be with me on the experiment. Anyway, I'm just going to put that to the side so I can show you what I've done so far. So in all of the books, I have added a strip of lace to the front page. So this would be the oops, this is going to be the Ex Libris page. Wow, I did not realize I glued through on that one. Okay, well, we'll do something with that spot there. Okay, and then I added in a book page pocket that has been sewn and inked, so you can just slide something in there. All of the books are similar, so you'll kind of get a feel for what they look like. Do you remember when we did these? That was the shaving cream day. So much fun. We're gonna have to do another fun Friday. My daughter keeps saying, when are we going to do a fun Friday? All I can think of is, when there's room in my craft studio for 2 people, then we'll do it. I also created a book page banner as an embellishment on a page. So that's usually near the front half of the signature as well. So all of them have a magazine sheet, okay? And then I just tied it off. I haven't put anything on the ends yet, but isn't this a pretty nice spread here? You can do so much writing on here, but the pattern itself is beautiful. This is my own coffee dyed stuff, and I was looking through my coffee dyed stash today, and I am going to have to coffee dye a bit more. I think it's been a while. Isn't that a gorgeous page? This is the other side of that magazine page. Doesn't it look great together? Oh, I had a lot of fun putting these books together. Okay, so then I made these, they're belly bands, but it's out of maps, and also out of instruction papers, you know, that you get in different things. Anyway, so I kind of like how that looked, and I liked it on more of a plain background so the belly band would stand out. And because also when you put stuff in a belly band, hypothetically, let's say this was it, you cover up most of the page that's shown. So unless you have kind of something that's really fancy at the edges, it doesn't really do much on a belly band page except get covered. Then I also made these library pockets. This is where a lot of my coffee dye paper went, I guess. And so it's just a library pocket made out of coffee dye paper. And so I actually glued them flat. Sometimes I glue them so that you can use the back of the library pocket as an also pocket, so it would be a double pocket, but not this time. This time I glued them all flat down. And like I said, they all are like this. So now we're kind of seeing the back side of all these. And oh yeah, all of them have an adult coloring page in. And then this is another, so they have 2 of these. I had forgotten that. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a sleep-deprived brain lately. All right. And then we come to the back. So I am going to cover this because I didn't realize when I was starting to work in it that I put everything in the other way. But I mean, the covers, I mean, it could be either way. So I'm not too worried about, you know, the fact that it's this way. I mean, we were just going to cover the insides anyway, or paint them. All right, so the place where I had decided I want to put this was here. And what I want to do is I want to make a pocket that actually flips out. And my thought was that I would decorate the front of the pocket, and of course we can put something in the pocket that's decorative and will show through the window. But then also on the back, I wanted to use coffee dyed paper so that you have more writing space, so so it flips out. And then I was thinking, okay, so how am I going to attach this? Because lots of people use, say, washi tape to attach it. And washi tape's fine. I don't have a lot of washi tape. And you always have to glue washi tape down because it's just low tack. So it just comes off, which is what it's meant to do. I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's what it's meant to do. It's meant to stick down and then come back up. It's kind of like masking tape in low tack situation. Actually, it's more, wrong word. It's less tacky even than like painter's tape. So I was thinking, well, if I have to glue something anyway, then why don't I just make a paper hinge? And then I was thinking, if I'm covering the back anyway, then why don't I just cut the piece slightly bigger out of the coffee dye paper and use that as the paper hinge. So I think this is going to be a genius idea. And then I just need a paper hinge for the front because I want to do paper hinge on both sides. So this is my big inspiration. So I'm going to make the back first because I know what I'm doing there, and then we'll collage on the front. So, where's my pencil? It's away. Imagine that. Okay. Okay. So I want to have this exactly the right size. And then down, like on here, so I want to cover right to the edge here. And then here, I think a 1/2 inch is a perfect size for a hinge. A 1/2 inch is just over 1 centimeter for those who are metric, but I tend to do my journals in imperial. I'm not sure why. Maybe because the paper is 8.5 by 11 in my head anyway. So that just makes the most sense to me. But anyway, so I'm just gonna do that. I don't always do a bunch of measuring, but certain things, you know, improve with the measuring. So let's just give that a whirl. Alrighty. So I'm not worried about pencil marks showing because one side is going to be glued down forevermore, never seen. Alright, and then I have this lovely little tiny piece of paper, which of course never throw away because, you know, like me, I'm going to use it somewhere else. Okay, so we're gluing paper to paper, nothing shiny. This is a little crinkly, but I did iron it. But listen. Ooh, so crunchy. And this is not baked. This is just ironed, and it has that nice crunchy sound. So for those of you who are afraid of putting paper in the oven and starting your house on fire, if you iron them, it works too. You also do have to pay attention though, or you will scorch your paper. All right. Oh, I'm doing this backwards. I want to glue on here because this is the amount of glue I need. I don't need the whole thing covered in glue. All right, let's try this. So this is supposed to be Blue Magic, but it never was blue. I am not sure why. It still works. It just doesn't show up blue. Anyway, very generous amount. I always go around the outside edge twice because it actually says, if you look on the ooh, that you are supposed to apply it twice for real tackiness. And I can see why, because it kind of reactivates the glue when it gets wet again. And so I think the middle doesn't need it as much as the edge, so. And what did I do? I glued it backwards, right? Because I need the hinge on the other side. Shoot, let's see if this will still work. Is it still sticky enough? Yes, oh my gosh, that was a good save. All right, so here's the dealio. I needed the hinge on the left side because that's the way it's going out. And as for some reason, it allowed me to re-stick. Sometimes if I take too long sticking it down, it dries, but you just reactivate the glue with some more glue. That can work. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lid on that because I am not sure. I'm not sure when we're going to start gluing once we do the collaging. Alright, so I have my spot in my book. You know what? This little piece of paper is just going to be a perfect little bookmark. Okay. So then I had some of these papers that I thought could work as collage papers, and clearly already have been collage papers for some things. This is quite pretty, hey? So keeping in mind that this is going to be this direction. Okay. These are quite nice. Oh, and look at this. This is kind of an interesting one too. These are all from kits that I printed. I honestly can't remember where some of these were. I've had them for a while. I might have gotten some from Shabby Dabby Doo. These I know because I've only purchased some of this style. So these ones are from Gail Augustinelli. Hi Gail! Love you! And I absolutely adore her prints. And look at that, eco-dyed. Is that what it's called? She always says it wrong, and now I say it like she does. So I'm probably sure it's not eco then. But anyway, prints with actual plants, which is kind of fun. See, look at that. Look at how cool that turned out. All right, I think I want to use some of those. And I think I'm going to use them as collage pages. So I printed them off on 8.5 by 11 paper. And I want you to notice that it did not fill the page. Okay, because my printer doesn't print to the edge. So I had edges to cut off, which I did. Because when you're tearing paper to use as like collaging, you don't want to have to take the tiniest little bits of white off the edge every time. And if you're going to use it in a journal as a page, it's very rare that I'd want to leave a white edge on. I like this dark edge. That one's kind of cool, hey? Alrighty, so how are we going to do this? I do like that dark edge. Do I want to keep that? I think I do. So, what if I just tear out kind of an L shape? Let's tear out an L shape, shall we? See what we can do with that. Oops. All right. How does that do? Wow, I'm getting a good eye for this. That's not too bad. Let's see how far over it is. Oh, like millimeters. I am not going to worry about that at all. Well, I love how that looks. All right, so what are we going to put on that side? Some of this, maybe? Some of this stuff? We can do a hair straight down. Oh, that's too narrow. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I should measure this first. Well, the other thing I could do is I could do the extra. I mean, if we're going to do it on the back, we could do it on the front too, right? Why not? Why not, I say? Let's use this as a hinge too. How far down do we need to go? A little more. Let's just go all the way off. All right. All right. As Matthew McConaughey would say. Would he say that, crafting? I don't know if he's a crafter. Okay. Well, I'm going to get all kinds of great little scraps out of this, I think. And that is fine with me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this down, but then I am going to cut this off after so that I have it exactly the right size. I like when I'm collaging, I like my edges to be square and the tear to be kind of on the inside. Well, that looks great. And then that will give me my hinge I'm looking for. And it will give a little bit of pattern on the other side of the page, which is kind of fun. So now we have just the tiniest little bit. And we're kind of in these browns and greens. So it makes me think that I want to stay in those kinds of tones. Or the plant theme could work. Or I could put a piece of book page. Ooh, and you know I have book page always. Let's see. Do I have enough book page, do you suppose? I have all these books in here. Let's see. Oh, look at how great these pages are. I need to just collect them out. I need to do a cowboy journal. I live in Western Canada, and I can get a hold of Westerns, and we have these beautiful Western pictures in them. And while I am not a cowgirl myself, I can appreciate the aesthetic, and I know that people would buy it. Okay. Alright, so this is from one of the books that I have used the cover on. Let's see. So I'm just going to rip off the white edge to give me a little bit of love in the center. Alright. Okay. So I don't want the words to really be all that much. What if I did it that way? What do you think? Kind of that way, and then this would be the then you wouldn't see it as much. Yep. Okay. So first thing I want to do before I glue it down is, first thing I want to do is water. I just woke up and I haven't drunk my whole thing of water yet, so I get a little dry when I'm talking to you, that's why. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the edges of all the stuff. I'm not going to worry about the outside edges because, in fact, we'll be trimming some of these to fit. So then I'll go around the outside edge after, but I just need the inside edges because once they're glued down, you won't be able to ink them. And I like how it has a finished look when you ink, especially the raw edge of paper, because it absorbs the ink really well and makes a frame for the art, I feel. So when you make these, like this is similar to a Dee Fargo Don't Freak Out Before Christmas playlist, which I haven't actually gone all the way through. I've gone through lots of them, and I love, 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 love what I have done. But the cool thing is that this is like one that you can do any time of the year, right? And only 3 pieces to put the background on. Okay, so I'm only gluing on the envelope, and I'm not going to go on the hinge, obviously, because I need to put my paper in there. Alright, so I'm not worried if it matches the other hinge on the other side. I want to make sure, however, that it covers up to the window. There we go. Alright, so now how did we do this? This was on top, right? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Alright, so we only need to go up to there. So now I'm going to put it on here because it's hard to know exactly where it's going to be when we're starting to overlap. And the last thing I want to do is get shiny glue over everywhere. Alright. And now onto this guy. So, oops. So this is just one of my favorite printables. The nice thing about digital kits is when you purchase them, you can use them over and over and over, which is one of the things I like about digitals versus scrapbook paper. Now, scrapbook paper, it's like one use and you're done. And granted, you know, if you have as much scrapbook paper as I did when I started doing the junk journaling, you would know that probably I can afford to use up some scrapbook paper. But the thing of it is that eventually you come to an end and you have to store all of it in the meantime. With digitals, you're storing it on your computer, and well, that does take up space too, I guess. It's not quite the same. Alright, So now we're inking around the outside edge. This doesn't really need inking. Nothing's going to show up there, I don't think. Well, let's just run it on the white part of the edge. Okay. And I'm going to come down here too and put a little bit on this edge, which is going to ink the inside of the other one because it's a bit longer, but that's okay. And it doesn't matter. And then on the back, same deal. I just like going around the outside edge. It's just kind of fun that way. Okay, and so then here is where we get to be a little bit more fun. So this is going to come back to be the hinge, right? Like that. And I think this is glued enough for me to do it on this side too. You want to wait till your glue is dry before you do this because you don't want to pull it off your page. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, so then I'm going to pull this way and I'm going to ink this edge. I just like how that looks. See? And then on this side too. I'm going to go back over and I'm going to ink on this edge. Alright, moment of truth is here. What's the moment of truth, you ask? Is this going to work in the journal? Is it going to work? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm hoping. I am going to use tacky glue to hinge it on because this is going to see some service, so if it's just glue stick, it will pop off with pulling and whatever. Oh, I glued my... It's really good glue. I glued the lid shut. Alright. Let's get rid of that goober. Okay. Let's see it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue kind of in the center, because when I push down, it's going to squish out. Now, I have options of where I can place it on the page. Do I want to place it here, at the bottom? And I was thinking, I think I would like to place it right kind of in the middle. So, I'm going to do that. Now, I'm gluing the side down that's folded first, because I want it to be on that side. So this side will actually come over and stick. So, let's see if we can get that happening. So the fold isn't exactly where I put it because the paper has a thickness in there, right? But it's close enough that my inking will look fine. Now, with tacky glue, it's different than with glue stick and maybe other glues where you have kind of a minute where it might shift. So you don't want to work it too hard until after it stays on. Okay, so there we go. And that just pops out like that. Oh, I love how it turned out. It's so great. And then I just need to put something in there, right? Let me see. I got this whole thing of tags. Let's see. What should we put in? That one? These are a bit short, honestly. I'll put a taller one in. Is that taller? Yeah, there we go. I grabbed a Ziploc bag to put all the tags I thought could work in these journals in. There. See? So it's short enough that it's below the page, but the tassel can hang up, and but not so short that this part is inside, because I really like the fat part of where you tie on your ribbon or your tassel or whatever dangle that you're putting from there. You don't want it inside your pocket, because then it makes the pocket kind of do that thing. Anyway, I am really happy with how this turned out. Oh, so now on to the next 7. Anyway, you don't need to come with me for that journey, but I hope that you got some value out of this. Maybe you got a new idea to try on your journals that you're working on. If you did get value from this video, I'm going to ask you to hit the like button. You know, it really helps my channel out. The YouTube gods, they move me up into the algorithms. Thumbs ups. Best compliment you can give. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get my ideas fresh from my brain and straight into your computer so you can do something with it. Comment. I love to talk to you and share. Share with other crafty people, and let's just keep this inspiration rolling. Take care, everybody, and we'll catch you in the next video.